As a product person, choosing the right problems to focus on now has a huge importance. Getting it wrong, to your point, because we're so fast, right? We'll be miles and miles and miles away from where we need to be much faster if we get it wrong.
So, how do you make that decision making? How do you navigate which are the right things to work with?
For this, things have not changed. It's still the same very fundamental business principles, right? You can still look at a market, you can still use what I call market physics, right? Businesses have pressure coming from different aspects. Functions have jobs to do and they are rewarded for doing certain things and they are punished for doing other things. Consumers have interest and have desires and all of this, right? And that's still ultimately what drives a purchase behavior. And so understanding that and getting closer to your customers, closer to your environment, the business, becomes way more important. And that requires judgment. And it just requires the very product management or business skills that we have used to be successful for the last centuries,
So, you're saying back to basics.
basically. And we're also saying that when you mess that up, the cost of failure is way higher because AI is going to propel you in the wrong direction much further, much faster.
And I use AI every day. I have automation, I have scripts in there that are using it to help me do things because I work by myself. But I notice that when I ask it things and I do things, it sounds so confident. It just picked a pattern that matches. It doesn't necessarily mean it's the best pattern for me. It's a pattern that it compared to me and said, okay, that's it.
Yeah. And also, it hasn't, talked to your customers. It's not watching them using your product and struggling with it. So it's missing a lot of information. And even if it did have that information, it could not really put it in the context of the reality, right, that your customers are experiencing. So it even lacks the basic input for it.
So, how do you stay disciplined and ship with confidence?
The number one thing is still and will remain direct access to customers. I work in business to business, right? So I have customers and I have users. So I need to talk to both those parties. But at the end of the day, it's whatever is their biggest problem, right? That you can help them solve. The second, it's still looking at market physics and doing, first principle. Is this a market that's good for us? What does it take to win this market? Where are the places where there's no good alternative, right? And therefore we can actually have an impact. So all of the very, very standard business 101 is still super essential and nothing will replace talking to customers ever.